You guys, welcome to number 7 of the Derby Creme Red Live, and to start this episode, we're about to play Birmingham. As you can see, our manager rating is only 64, so if we do win this game, that should go up to 70, fingers crossed, because that is one of the objectives for the season. It would be nice as well if our youth staff actually come back with something. He's just setting up the network at the moment. We are looking for a goalkeeper from Italy. I feel like in the future that's probably what we're going to need. And I don't mind using a generated player in goalkeeper. I'd maybe fullback as well, but I don't really want my strikers to be an unknown quantity. I kind of want those positions to be players that are already built up and well known. So we're going to go into this game now against Birmingham. Obviously we recently just played them, so it's interesting to see. You compare the two seasons, like they're second in the league on the game, but I think the second bottom in real life, so it's kind of crazy how different things can be. So I think we're going to only make one change. I think I'm going to bring in Forsyth just because of that low fitness on low. And yeah, we'll go with that team. Looking at the Birmingham lineup then, they have got Yota at right mid. Player that we were linked to in real life called Jenkinson. I'm not too sure, is that a loan or is it a permanent? It seems like he should probably go there on permanent because he's never going to play for Arsenal, let's be fair. So yeah, he's at right back, Graham's at left back, Kuszak in goal, the top clean sheeter. And then Jukovic and Shea Adams up front for them. It's going to be interesting to see, obviously, against that 4-4-2, which we are kind of struggling against when we do play our 4-2-3-1. I think Ipswich are one that we struggled against, and someone else, I can't remember off the top of my head. But nevertheless, hopefully we can get the win. There we go, Martin bringing the ball forwards. He has got that nice bit of strength this year. Nice 1-2 with Lawrence into Vidra with the shot. That is a lovely bit of play. Again, Chris Martin just running the show and putting it on a plate for Vidra. You really can't complain with that. He just does the nice little 1-2 here. Gets it into Vidra. Lovely pass. I think it just goes past the centre back. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but Vidra, obviously against Kuszak, a very good goalkeeper in this league, has made it 1-0. 5th goal this season, and that does put him second, I want to say, in the scoring. And yeah, it's really nice to see Vidra doing well, because I didn't really do that well with him in the last Derby career mode, so it's nice to see both in real life and the game he's banging in goals for Derby. Into Vidra here. Can we get a second goal with him? Saved by Kuszak. There it is, half time against Birmingham. Currently 1-0, and really good link-up play to make that goal as well. Lawrence and Martin, that's what they do, Martin and Lawrence. They're not the players that will bang the goals in. Lawrence may do it every now and then, same as Martin, but they will make you goals on a play, basically. Into Martin now. Can he get through the two defenders? He's gone past one, but the other's actually taken him out, but apparently it's not a penalty. But Lawrence has got the goal and put it into the back of the net. I thought it was a penalty when the blonde guy took him out, but Tom Lawrence, as I was saying at half time, he doesn't really score the goals, but Martin again just charging through. Poor touch from, I don't know who that guy is, but Lawrence nicked it off him and put it into the back of the net. A really nice goal. Roberts, the centre back, that's it. First goal this season then. It's taken him a while, but as long as he scores the goals, as long as we're winning the games, I don't really mind. Lawrence has nicked it inside to Nugent with the shot. Straight into Kuszak's hands. 15 minutes to go. We're probably going to end up winning this one now. I doubt we're going to concede 2 goals in 15, but I'll pop it on defensive just to make it a little bit more compact. Darren Bent coming on for the last 10 minutes, see if he can nick a goal against his former club. I kind of forgot that he was playing for them, to be honest. Shea Adams here. Goes into the box. Darren Bent has scored against us. It's written in the stars. When a player goes to another club, they always score against the former club. And he's done it there, Darren Bent, absolute clinical finisher. I didn't really give him an opportunity, but I felt we had too many strikers. He only had 12 months left in his contract. I feel like it's the clever thing to do, but he's coming against us, and he has scored a really nice goal, to be fair, made it 2-1. Going to have to be careful now, though, in the last 5 minutes not to throw the 3 points away. I think it was against Birmingham, not last season, but the season before, where we conceded in the 88th and the 90th or something crazy like that. I'm sure it was Birmingham. And there we are, full time against Birmingham. Darren Bent's coming against this former club in the last 5 minutes. Did make it a little bit tense towards the end. But we got the 3 points. We kind of killed off the game after the 60th minute. And we are probably in the top 2, maybe even top. As you can see, we aren't actually in the automatic places. Unfortunately, both Hull and Middlesbrough above us. It's kind of crazy how, because we have drawn so many games, and even though Hull have lost one, they're above us because they've won 2 of their draws and lost one, of course. But only 1 point. I'm not that bothered at this point, as long as we're in the race. I would like us to get the title. It would be really nice. We haven't got much of a break between now and the next game against Brentford, so may have to make a few changes due to fitness. Obviously, Tom Huddleston's probably going to come out. As you can see, both Breton and Lowe growing ratings. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get them both to 70 by the end of the season. I haven't really given Breton the most of opportunities, but I don't really need to. When I've got Chris Martin and Nugent both scoring when they do play, I don't see much of a point in putting a guy in there that isn't really scoring. Sam Winnell as well, pretty good player. Like, if this is any other season, I'd have probably used him. But yeah, I felt like I could have maybe not signed Brereton, waited till the end of the season, then picked him up, because at the moment he's not really that necessary. But as Chris Martin and Nugent start to drop off, as they are kind of getting towards the end of their career, Brereton and Bennett will be quite useful. Just going to have a quick look and see at the contracts that are running out at the end of the season. Now, obviously Sam Winnell's going to be going at the end of the year. I doubt we're going to sign him on permanent unless he comes into the team at some point and does a really good job. But it is kind of a shame. I've kind of signed too many strikers. I could have maybe done with getting rid of another one. But Johnny Russell on 10 months left. Hasn't done too much to impress us, but I definitely don't want to let him go on a free in January, so we will probably extend that shortly. Kellerus, I think I'll let that expire. Jacobson as well, I think that'll expire. 53 rated, I'm never going to use him at any point in this career. I probably will extend Mason Bennett's contract, and I may do that in this episode towards the end. Alex Pearce again. It's one of those like Johnny Russell, like it depends on how they perform. They haven't really done enough to deserve a new contract. Forsyth as well, I may just let that expire. But these two down here, Hansen and Thorne, I'm definitely going to extend those. So firstly we're going to go into contract negotiations with George Thorne. Obviously it's very similar to when you sign a player. They come into your office and you negotiate the wage. It is kind of a shame that they haven't got the player faces, because that just, it's kind of tragic really what they've given him. Going to go up to a 3-year contract. Hopefully he will accept that, and he has. Good to see that. I'm going to disregard a release clause. I don't want to mess about with those. It's only whether the agent comes to you and goes, we have to put a release clause in. That's the only point that I'm going to do a release clause in this series. I'll give him a slight increase of only £1,000 more, and we'll give him 100 grand signing on bonus, maybe 120. Yeah, why not? And there we go, deal wrapped up, nice and easy. It's nice just to add a little bit more personality to these. Also going to deal with Jamie Hansen as well, a player that has got a really good potential. Like, could be better than Thorne, and very versatile. Like, he can play right back, can play centre back. He can do a job in a 3 at the back, I reckon, and can obviously play CDM centre mid area. So he's wanting a £5,000 increase in wage and quite a big appearance bonus. So what I'm going to do, I think I'll remove the bonus and then we'll submit that offer. I'm kind of happy with that. That's a fair deal in my opinion. So they want an extra £1,000. We'll drop the signing on bonus by a slight bit, and then hopefully they'll accept it. Let's go into the game then against Brentford. Probably going to be using our away kit, our fluorescent high vis jacket thing. Going to have to make a few changes due to fitness. I think we'll pop in Hansen at right back and maybe even somebody out wide for Lawrence. 4-3-3 for Brentford then. It's going to be interesting to see how we do against this formation. First time we've played against it. Rico Henry and Yunaris in the defence, Bentley in goal, Bielian the centre back, and Sergio Canas and Vibe up front. And Thorne here with the long shot. What a peach from George Thorne. He's absolutely bulleted that into the top left hand corner. Jordan Ibe here. He seems to do a little bit better on this left hand side. He's got the shot off, but it's going straight down the keeper's throat. David Bentley, of course. Low cross into the box, and Low with a very cheeky little back heel. If that went wrong, could have looked very silly, but pulled it off well. Here we go into Vidra. Can we get a second goal here? He's got the shot off, but David Bentley has made the save. Obviously away from home, it's going to be a little bit tough to break them down, but still got a chance. Not really got the best of pace this year, Martin, but he says he is a bit bulkier, which kind of helps the link-up play. Into Russell, who's found the back of the net. I wasn't expecting to score from there. I was just like, just try and pass it in the box, and Johnny Russell's there to place it nicely into the bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, just pinged it across. Didn't expect it to get that. I thought the defender would have got it, but not many games for Johnny Russell. I think he's one of the players that I do need to play a few more games with, especially since he has got 10 months left. I want to see how he is, see if he's good enough, and decide whether to extend his contract or not. That's a really bad tackle. That might be a red. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a red here. It's just a yellow. Barbet. He's got a bit lucky there, I think. That was the last man. I would have scored, basically, if he didn't bring me down there. I don't know what I can do to make this more difficult, because I'm not convincingly winning these games. I'm having to try very hard to win these games, but I feel like we should be losing a few more games than we are. Obviously, we're unbeaten at the moment. We've only played 9, so I'll give it till January. If we've only got like, if we've not lost a game by January, I reckon I need to do something to the sliders probably to make it a little bit tougher. Because at the moment, I'm finding it quite easy. We are in the Championship, but even when we get to the Premier League, I could see us quite easily staying in. I don't see relegation ever as a massive problem. So we do need to make it difficult somehow. Into Martin then. Can we make it 3-0? Obviously their centre-back's been booked and cannot to bring him down. And there we go. Game done. 3-0. And I may just make the subs now. Just rest the players for the next game against Cardiff. Especially Martin, Vidra. Players that are very vital to this team. I'm not... Like, the wingers are quite changeable. I may rest George Thorne as well. So yeah, let's go into those changes now. Oh, Brentford have won it here with the shot, and they've made it 3-1. Out of nothing, just a little poor pass from Carson. Keefton Bell not quite reacting correctly. Maybe Jamie Hansen could have got a foot in. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that stopped happening there is literally we've not got the clean sheet bonus. That's it. There it is, full time against Brentford, a 3-1 victory away from home. Apart from that lack of concentration towards the end with a poor pass from Carson. Not much from Brentford, to be honest. They had a bit more possession. As you can see, George Thorne and Martin just running the show at the moment. Those two are absolutely fantastic and don't quite get the credit they deserve in these highlights. So after 10 games, we are top of the table. 6 victories and 4 draws, giving us 22 points, only conceding 8 goals and scoring 16. Only being bettered by defensively Birmingham and attackively Hull and Middlesbrough. I think we're doing very well, but it's the question of whether we do make it a little bit more difficult. We can't actually make it more difficult in the settings in terms of difficulty level. We're on Legendary, there's nothing you can do about that. The only thing we can change is the CPU gameplay customization sliders. We could push those up to 60, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait a little bit. The only thing that's making me not do it now is the fact that we lost against West Brom. It kind of shows when we do go to the Premier League it's going to be a little bit tougher. I'm quite enjoying it though at the moment, just winning games, getting players good ratings and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we're gonna try and involve a few more youth players. I'd like to get Callum Guy, especially Hansen as well. Bennett, not really played too many as well, and get them going this season. Then obviously when we're in the Prem, they should be quite decent. Into the next game against Cardiff. Away from home again. Hopefully we can keep up this form and stay top of the table now to the end of the season. That would be absolutely fantastic, but I reckon at some point we will slip up. Whether it's an injury that stops that or not, we'll have to wait and see. Same system as us then for Cardiff. They've gone for the 4-2-3-1. Lee Tomlin, I didn't realise he was at Cardiff. Pilkington on the right, obviously Greg Halford, and who's that next to him? Damore, I'm not too sure who he is. Callum Patterson, obviously someone we signed last year in the Derby Crimmed, was a fantastic signing and one of our best players throughout. Sol Bamba and Calvin Harris on the left. Ward up front and Bennett at left back. Etherington in goal, I've not heard of him as well. Again, I kind of hope we don't do too well, because it's like, I don't want to raise the difficulty yet. I want to wait a little bit longer. We're only 10 games in. We may struggle when player fitnesses start to drop. Here we go into Tom Lawrence. We may find this into Vidra. Good tackle though from the defender. Ooh, now we've got an injury. We have got Mattia Vidra down. Forced injury. Not really the area I wanted to get an injury. I would have probably preferred Martin to get injured. And then we can play Nugent, Breton and Bennett. But Cam, I know we've got Baluli, but apart from that, I know Nugent could do a job as well, but Vidra is one of our best players, and to get him injured, I hope it's not for too long. Opportunity for Baluli to get into the side though at least. Paid £5 million for him. Ball into Martin. I just can't not score with him, if that makes any sense. Like, you literally put the ball into an area and he'll get his head, shin, knee, toe, whatever it takes. He'll bash it in, and that is a lovely finish. really good weak foot volley. I think he's only got 3-star weak foot as well, and only 3rd goal this season, but obviously he's got about 4 or 5 assists as well. It's going to be interesting to see if we actually miss Vidra in the side. Obviously he's provided 6 or 7 goals this season, but like when you've got Martin playing so well, you've got Thorne running the show in the midfield, there's not many players we really need to bring in. But I say that, we've just given away a penalty. Richard Keogh there, I thought I got the ball, but clearly not. And opportunity for Cardiff to get back into it. Lee Tomlin to take the penalty. I'm going to go to the left. Probably should have gone to the keeper's left, but nevertheless, 1-1 in the game. At least they've scored. Like, at least they're quite competitive in this game. They've got a chance. I know it's from a penalty, but at least the game stays a little bit more active, and the result's still up in the air. So I've literally just taken out somebody with Baluli, and it seems like he's injured now. Again, another knee. I think it's Bennett, the left back. As you can see, off the ball, just took him out, and I don't think he's even going to get a booking. Ball through for Lawrence. Has he got onside? Yes, he's onside. I thought he was off. I genuinely thought he was offside when I put that ball through. I don't know if I was actually whistling when Martin was on the ball there. I was just like willy-nilly. Stick it through. Lawrence is there. Left foot. Gets his 2nd goal of the season. Back-to-back goals so far for Lawrence, I think. In the games that he's played anyway. Wrexham with the ball here. Can he go past the defender and get the shot off? Yes, he can. It is deflected. And there's Baluli with his 1st goal for the club. I was just complaining about his finishing, and he's actually finished it there quite nicely. To make it 3-1 and to make sure we do get the 3 points. I would have liked Beretta to finish this himself. Keeper made the save, obviously deflected out to Baluli, and I say it was a good finish. It basically went straight down the middle. So, not the most amazing thing in the world, but to get off the 1st goal, just like Tom Lawrence did in the last game, maybe the game before when we did play him, it just helps because now he's got 2 goals. Harris on the attack here. If Cardiff score from this, it'll be interesting to see, and they have actually scored from it. I was going to say, the number of chances Cardiff have had in this game, and they've just bottled them, but they actually scored that one. Wisdom could have done with controlling him and then just waiting in front of Connolly. Instead, he pulled behind Connolly and let him run on the inside. Only a 1-goal deficit now, so we've got 10 minutes to hold on. Away from home as well, but I think we definitely need you. We need to do something with the difficulty. It's far too easy. Obviously, the only goal other than that one was a penalty, and that's like 50-50. You're going to score it or you're not going to score it. They just hit the crossbar as well, so I would like to make it a little bit tougher though. I think being top of the league, unbeaten at the moment, it's a little bit too easy. There it is, full time against Cardiff, another victory, and we are still top of the league. Yeah, we definitely need to do something with the difficulty. The only thing that's also making me stop is the fact that EA might release a patch where the difficulties are raised, especially on Ultimate Team. A Legendary is far too easy, and squad battles, people are just getting into Elite very easily. Also on career mode, I haven't actually seen anyone else's career mode, so I don't know if they're doing well as well. But I guess it's an all-round thing. So 2 points clear at the top, Birmingham just behind us, of course. 2 months for Mattia Vidra. I'll take that, especially when we've got 14-15 days now to add to that, obviously with the international break. A few players that have actually changed rating as well. Vidra's gone up by 1, good to see, obviously the form's paid off. Kera has also grown by 1, and just going to quickly check through the team. Baluli's grown by 1. Huddleston down to 74. Let's see what his stamina is. 37 stamina, so he keeps going down in stamina. It's not going to go up. And I'm just kind of quickly check. There's nobody else growing, so a couple of players growing and Huddleston going down. I think on that note we will end off the episode here. Currently top of the table by 2 points. At least the table's looking correct. Like, there's no teams out of place really. Obviously there's Birmingham signed a lot of players that they probably do deserve to be up there on the game. Hull, Borough, Leeds and Sunderland, all very good teams of course, but we're unbeaten. We have conceded 10 and scored 20, so it's like, it's not like we're running away with these games, it's not like we're winning these games massively, but we are finding it kind of easy. So I think just raising the sliders slightly. In the next episode we have got Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday, and I'll probably even go up to this Leeds game. I think I'll put in 4 games, but obviously today is that game against Brentford, so be interested to see how we do in real life. I won 3-1. Let's see how Derby County do. Make sure you do leave a like, leave any suggestions of signings that we should make. I can actually do signings while we're outside of the transfer window. The new feature on FIFA 18. Unfortunately, we can actually sign Joe Ledley at the moment, but we could sign like Matty Palmer or something like that. We could sign other players, for example. But yeah, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're on your channel, and see you soon. Bye.